Padahastasana, which is a forward folding pose where essentially your hands are being used to help draw the body down towards the floor. It is a basic forward fold, but it's slightly different to Uttanasana, which is just a forward fold where you're allowing your body to do most of the work. This does involve the use of the hands as well. So you might want some blocks. I have a pair of pink blocks here, which might come in handy. First thing is to get the positioning right. So for Uttanasana, you can have your feet under the hips. For Padahastasana, your feet should ideally be together. If this is uncomfortable, you can still do the pose with the feet hip width apart, but this is the correct positioning for this particular pose. So you want to make sure that your feet are nice and grounded, really spread those toes and then press them down into the ground, keeping the legs nice and straight. Torso, spine nice and straight, imagining that balloon coming out of the head, pulling the spine up nice and tall. So I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see. So inhale the arms up, looking up to the sky. And then as you exhale, you are just going to bend forwards. The aim here is to try and keep the back as straight as possible. So what you're trying to do is pull the chest down and forwards to the ground in front of you, not to your knees, while pushing the hips up and back. So this is where the blocks might come in useful. If you can't touch the floor, you might want to use blocks to reach down to. And if you just take them back, it'll increase the stretch. So you want to let your head relax in this pose, but always aiming to get the hips up, the back nice and straight, and you do that by pushing forwards to the front edge of your mat with the chest, and that will straighten the back. If you are able to here, you want to take your arms behind the legs, and you just want to be cuddling the legs in to the body. The aim is to keep the legs nice and straight, but as you are working into the pose, you might find that you need to bend the knees ever so slightly in order to hold the pose comfortably. If you're comfortable here, the next stage is to take the hands under the feet, and because the feet are actually holding the hands in place, this helps to pull the shoulders down towards the floor, and so you can start to bend the elbows, but all the time you want to make sure that you're not allowing the back to round. You don't want to be doing this. This is too much of an active pose to be able to round the back like this, so you want to be keeping it nice and straight the whole time. The last option for the feet is to actually take your fingers round the big toe and just hold on to the big toe using the finger and thumb. So coming into the pose, lifting the toes up and taking hold of those big toes, and then you can use your elbows bending outwards to pull yourself further down. However, as your aim is to try and keep the legs nice and straight, don't lock the knees. Your legs just want to be straight. Just go as far as is comfortable for you. Don't push yourself too far into this pose. And you want to hold this for up to a minute. And then inhaling up to the ceiling and exhaling the hands down. And that's Padahastasana.